Hi everyone, we're back on Erin's lessons. We've just literally left ours. We've got no idea what we're going to do today because Erin's going to decide, aren't you, Erin? Yeah. Right, this is an important part for potential driving instructors and fully qualified instructors as well, to let the lesson be led by the pupil, let the pupil be in charge, and you need to have some reflection on last time. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to decide on what's best to do going forward for the rest of the day. Is that all right, Erin? So what did we get up to last time? I know we were in Kirby Industrial Estate again. What were we practicing? Do you remember?
Right turns.
Super duper. How do you feel you got on with them?
Not the best.
Not the best, all right. Honestly, I thought that there was some very good parts to it, to be honest. I think the clutch control was a big positive. How were you getting on with the clutch control?
Okay, there's still room for improvement.
Still room for improvement, all right. Totally get where you're coming from. What part of it then, when did the clutch control, or the peep and creepers, I call it, start to go wrong?
When I panicked.
When you panicked. And why do you tend to panic?
Because I don't know where I'm going.
Honestly, you've hit the nail on the head, and I promise everyone watching this that we haven't set this up whatsoever. That's exactly what I really wanted to hear from Erin today, so top class, Erin, very good. So the panic of steering and not looking where you want to go, do you feel as though that could be key for when you crack that you can do a fair few of the other things a little bit better?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so do you feel as though we should try and concentrate on that today?
Yes.
Alright, that sounds good. Now, Kirby Industrial Estate, where we were doing those sharper block of turns at the far end of it, is probably one of the areas in the estate where we can get some right turns where we have to cross traffic, because a lot of it is a one-way system, as you probably remember. Do you feel though last time, and even on previous lessons, that area that we chose, because of the lorries and because of the parked cars, do you feel that at the moment with your learning is making you more scared, and is that probably a reason why you are fearful of the steering? What do you think?
There's cars everywhere.
Because there's cars everywhere, because it is, I wouldn't say it's busy on the roads, but it's busy with parked ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say that has a big part to play in your fear?
Yeah, because I'm looking at them.
Okay. Would it be easier today then for us to go to a quieter area where maybe there aren't as many cars, and you can maybe just concentrate on what we're doing with our wheel a little more?
Yeah.
Really good. So, back to everyone watching. That's a classic recap, and it's a classic client-centered recap as well. So in other words, Erin's really been in charge of what we're really doing today. It shouldn't ever be the instructor choosing. It should be led from the pupil. Honestly, that goes from what we did last time and how the pupil's feeling, so get tuned into that all the time, and don't think that just because you, the instructor, thinks that you should do a particular thing, that's going to be best for the learner. So make sure it is client-centered. So we're going to head off to a slightly different area, and on the way I'm just going to talk to you a little bit just about some steering, Erin. All right, now this way as well, it's one thing that I've used many times before, but it was actually given to me as an idea maybe to try it to you by one of my viewers, one of my subscribers, and she actually said that it helped her loads to deal with the steering when she realised that the wheel turns back itself. So once you've put a right steer on, Erin, if you loosen your grip, the wheel will undo of its own accord. Did you know that? No. What does that say then about the grip that you have been having whilst you've been
too tight.
It's way too tight. Still way too tight. Even after we showed you, I think it was down this section, about steering just with my fingers. I think I did a lane change and showed you. So I'm just going to demonstrate as we do this roundabout up ahead how this steering comes back of its own accord. Now, as long as it's controlled, it's not going to be a massive issue on your driving test to do this, but you do need to have input in the steering to control how quickly it comes back. Sometimes you'll need to aid it and turn it a little faster. Sometimes you can just loosen your grip and let it go. So you'll see what I mean if we do this turn and get through these lights. If we don't, we'll just have to wait. So I'm turning right at the roundabout, but watch this, Erin. Lift up with my left, pull down with the left. Now, if I start loosening my grip round about now, watch what happens to the wheel. Did you see it? It came back of its own accord, and I'll do the same. Did you see that? So, if you didn't realise that at this point, that shows how tight your hands are working. So we need to loosen that grip. Alright?
Yeah.
So that's something that maybe we can push forward into the lesson. You alright with that?
Yeah.
Okay, wicked. Right, we're all done with the cockpit drill. The only question that Erin asked me was, does it matter on which of the side mirrors you do first? And what was my answer, Erin?
No.
No, so it makes no difference. But Erin's done all the cockpit drill, so we're not going to bother showing you that every week. It's a little bit of a waste of watching time for you. So we're going to crack on. We're going to concentrate on this steering. We're going to concentrate on right turns as well. Okay. Do you need me to show you any pictures or anything on where you need to actually start doing the right turn when you?
Not. We would say no for the time being, and then
we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna zoom out on this just to show you where we're going.
Yeah.
I know we've been here before when we were doing some earlier practices, and we're going to go round this bend at the end. We're going to take the road on the right here, turn right then at this crossroad, and then come back out of Villiers Road, which is this road here. So we're going to do a little block. But as you've been sat here getting your car set up, Erin, have you noticed how many cars have come?
Yeah.
How many?
None.
None. So it's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a lot easier. What we're actually going to do once we move off, we're going to get used to going round this big wide right bend with the right hand.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get used to looking far around the corner, not where we point. So it's not going to be at the curb in front of us that we're looking at. Where is it? Where are we going to be trying to look?
The right.
The right, and up and round the white line. Yeah?
Yeah.
Up and round the corner. And what I'd like you to have a go at is when we get round the corner and we go to straighten, just for this time, I'd like you to slightly loosen your grip until you feel the wheel start to come back itself, and I'd like you to understand that, and then you will understand how much assistance you will need to move the wheel back once you're straightening.
Okay.
Alright, it will also help you understand where to straighten up a little bit more.
Okay.
Alright, shall we get started?
Yes.
Are there any checks we need to make before we start the engine?
Yes.
Go for it. Okay, Sam, which one of those two would I prefer first?
Handbrake.
Okay, not a problem. Go on then, start your car. Nope, press it again with the clutch, that's it. All good. Not a problem. So remember, it's the clutch that starts us off. Do you feel okay just moving off?
Yeah.
Okay. Go on then. Don't take your handbrake off yet. We need to prepare first, Erin. Because if you take your handbrake off, you're wanting to go. True?
Yeah.
Are you in gear?
No.
Sound. So get your concentration lead on. I know you got a little bit of a cold today as well. Alright. And put your right hand a little bit higher up on the wheel and left hand on your handbrake. Now you're in a position ready to do your obs, and if it's safe, go. Because remember, we cannot check and then take too long to move, can we? We've worked on that a lot over the last few lessons. Come on, get your concentrational head on, even now. What's it like?
It's fine.
Good, go on. Why is it important to keep watching your mirrors?
Okay, so that's how it goes.
Now, your handbrake's not quite off. Can you put it down fully? You just pushed it up. Yeah, down, better. Good. Sorted. You just sort of like threw it off a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah? Squeeze your gas a little bit, Erin. Come on. Squeeze your gas. Let's get second gear when you need it. So, what do you do with your feet? Hands. Good. Well, that was a great one. Good. Put your right hand at the top, but move this left hand higher. Pull round with your right hand. That's fine. There's good. Hold on. Good. I'll take off a little bit because you're holding it and you're going over the line. Now look up to the end and just loosen your grip. Take your hands off the wheel. Did you feel it? Just pull back. That's what you've got to try and use to help you a bit. All right? But you still held your hands a bit still coming around that final part of the corner, but it was pretty good. We're taking this next road on the right, Erin. Who's behind us?
No one.
Come off the gas. We're going to stop when we're at our turning point because there's no one there. Don't press the brake yet, else you'll never get there, Erin. All right? Who's behind us?
No one.
Put a right signal on anyway. Good. Cover the brake as you're doing.
Yeah.
Keep braking. Clutch down, but we've got to roll next to this white line up there. Keep rolling. You've pressed the brake too much.
Okay.
Clutch down now. Put it in first. Now creep forward. What do you do? What pedal? Clutch down, Erin.
Clutch
What
down,
pedal first?
gas.
Don't worry about the roll. I'm sorting that out. Good. And then lift the clutch back to the bite. Lift, 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 hold. Now creep. So you just slowed down too early, didn't you?
Yeah.
Now keep going forward. Don't turn yet. You're starting to turn.
Oh my goodness.
Erin, keep straight. Look up the road and keep moving forward. You're not at the place where you need to turn.
Okay.
Keep looking to the right and keep creeping really slowly. You stop when you think you're at the correct place with this white line. So about now, clutch.
Oh.
I've stopped for you. What do you do to stop, Erin?
Brake.
Press the clutch down, press your brake. All right, so keep braking for me. Press the clutch to the floor. Good. Put your handbrake on.
Good.
No one's around whatsoever. What are you saying my goodness for?
No.
All right, have a look at this white line to your right. Does it seem to be just underneath your mirror?
Not really.
Not underneath it physically, but point to the window where you seem to see it. Put your finger on the window where you see it dissect the window and the door frame. Excellent. So it's just underneath your mirror.
Yeah.
Onto it?
Yeah.
That's how you can tell where to turn. Now, come off the pedals, take your handbrake off. Good. And we're going to look that way to turn, Erin.
Okay.
All right? Where should your hands start? Good. And your left hand shouldn't move down. No, wrong. It's not down there, Erin. Your hands have got to be up to move. Come on, work. All right? So, I'm going to move the car. You're going to look to the right and steer round this white line. I'm going to move nice and slowly. All right? So start steering now. Down with the right, up with the left. You're not though, Erin.
What?
You're doing the same with your hands. You're doing that.
Yeah.
That's not how we do it, is it?
No.
Your hands work around the side. So it's you grabbing with your hands that's causing these steering issues, and this is what we're going to try and work with today. So put your hand at the top, and this one, don't grip with it. Put it up here and cup the wheel, don't hold it. Literally pull down with the right hand now, and your left hand slides to the bottom, Erin, slides down. Now push up with the left and push your right hand up to the top as well. Good. Down the sides of it, Erin. Down and up, down and up. But you're just sliding down and then up. Okay, all right. Now, let go of the wheel altogether and just feel it come back. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Good. I'm moving the car. Keep moving. And we're going to go and park next to the curb. You steer. I'll do everything else. All right? Come in. I've got the feet, don't worry. You just get straight for us, Erin. Where do you look? Nice job. Right, I've stopped. You secure it. Boss. Chill, didn't use that. Relax. All right, so what have you just picked up? What have you just learned from that? We'll start off with letting the hands go. What happened when we let the hands go when we were coming into the corner? What happened to the steering wheel?
It did itself.
Brilliant. It did it itself. So when you hold the wheel and you grip the wheel with two hands, that's the thing that's stopping it. isn't it? Okay, makes sense. So you have to loosen your grip. Also, when we started to get you to do the turn, the right hand came up, but naturally you want to grip with both and have your hands opposite each other, not symmetrical to each other. You need to have your hands higher, because if you grab with both, that then causes the problems with the steering, and it induces this, which isn't a major problem itself, but it can be later on when you're doing roundabouts and when you're doing other things. Because say if you're steering round to the right on a roundabout and your hands are like this, how can you then left signal?
You don't.
That's why people are awful at it, but people still keep on thinking that crossing the hands is the best option. There's so many benefits to doing the pull push correctly, it's untrue. So you have to try and work this. Remember, we were in the car park where we've got our hands moving up and down the outside of the wheel. Yeah? We could probably do getting back to that if we can. So, do you feel as though me controlling the car and you having a go at this corner would be a good option so you can just concentrate on your hands?
Yeah.
Should we take the car control off you, if you like, so you can just focus on one particular thing?
Yeah.
I think that would be good. Alright, but before we go, what about your stop position with that line and the mirror? It's the position that I showed you the picture of. Do you understand it now though? Although it's not physically under your mirror, it's actually at the front of the car, it seems to look as though it's just under the mirror, doesn't it? And that's how you can tell where to start to turn. You alright?
Yeah.
You got a cold, you're struggling a bit today, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it's alright though, it's fine. So, we're actually doing the same with this road up here, but we're going around the centre line of the new road. It's what we were talking about last time in the estate.
Where is the centre line?
In the middle of it. Sorry to sound sarky. If you can't see it now, does it matter?
No.
Will you be able to see it when you get there?
I hope so.
Absolutely. And even if there's no physical painted line, are there any other lines that are generally in the middle of the road? Can you see any lines other than the white paint here as we're sat?
Yeah.
It's where the tarmac joins, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to go around. Alright? I'm going to get you to move away, and then I'm going to take over the car control up at the end again and see whether I can get you looking in the correct place and steering correctly, because this is the thing that's holding you back.
Okay.
Alright? Should we go? Good, go for it.
So what do we need to do?
Start off you go, driver.
What, with the clutch and that?
Yeah, do everything.
Okay.
Good. You're tired today, aren't you? You're under the weather.
Yes, otherwise.
Why won't that go into gear? Why won't it go into gear?
No, the clutch isn't down.
Good, press the key. That's it. And that's fine, it's not a problem. It's appreciated and noted, so we'll get whatever we can get done today. That's an important thing, alright? Okay. Where should your right foot be at?
On the gas.
Good. Where should your right hand be? Not down here. Up. Hands need to be up. Not at the top yet, but they need to be at least 3 and 9, maybe 10 to 2ish. Yes, have your hands up, not down at the bottom here. Okay. Now, are we uphill or downhill?
Up.
Good. You sort your feet out then. You know what to do with your feet.
Yes.
That's too much bite. Good. Well done. Now, who's behind us?
Nobody.
Good. Go on. Off we go. Move slowly. Keep watching your mirrors. We're going to go out near the centre line because we're going to turn right. After a car length, what do we do with the clutch? Remember, have a look behind and let's tell people where we're going. Even though there's no one there, it's not an issue. I've got your feet. Stay straight. Look up to the very end and stay straight. I've got the feet. Start looking right and left now. We're not going to turn until we can go round that white line over there.
Okay.
In the middle. So, look out to your right window.
Yeah.
Start steering now. Down with the right. Good. Push back up with the left. Down with the right again. Up with the left. Go and move your hands a bit quicker. Down with one. Up with the other. Done. Leave it there. Now, let go. Oh, hold it a bit. Let go again. Let go. And straighten it. Nice job. Parking before the lorry. Do we need to tell him?
No.
Maybe not. Okay, so bring it in. I've got the car control again.
Okay.
Cool. right, you're looking at the curb. The curb won't get you straight, Erin. Look through the lorry, better. As soon as you did, you fixed it. Okay, sound, secure your car up, and then I can relax my feet. Okay. What do you reckon?
It's better.
It was loads better. Alright. Are you sort of working out that releasing your hands helps it come back?
Yeah.
What did we do that time, though? It was actually releasing a little bit too soon and too much. So what did it get you to do for a little second? Just grip it for a sec, and then we loosened it again. And you have to be ready to do that as you go around the corner. Now, I'm not saying that this is the way that you should straighten up. It's not. You should be in control of moving it back. You sort of are just by letting it go and gripping it, but it's not fully under control. You can't change the speed of it. You can't straighten it up quicker by just letting go of it. So that's why we're always going to try and use our hands to straighten it up and control how quickly it comes back. But this will help, and I think it's helping already, would you say? Yeah? So that was the taking off of the steer. What about the application? What about putting it back on? What was that like there?
Pardon?
What about the application of putting the steering on when we did that right turn? What was that like there?
Good.
It was better, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did you sort of get why I said to you that's enough and no more? You were looking to the right, you were going round that white line, and when you feel as though you're going round it, just hold the wheel.
Okay.
You don't have to then look back forward and then continue to turn again. So you've got to try and find that time to actually hold it still. Let's get going again. Again, I'm going to take over with the car control down at the bottom, because I feel as though a few goes like this with me taking your feet away might help you work out your hands. Do you feel as though that's about right for you? Yeah? Go on then, off you go. You drive on whenever you're ready.
So I'm doing this and then you're doing that?
Correct. When we get down to the bottom, I'll take over. All right, so just drive on. We'll probably get up into second gear and off we go. All right?
Okay.
Well done. So uphill or downhill, Erin?
It's pretty flat.
Sound. Okay, so what do we need to do then? Do we need the gas and bike?
No.
No. Sound. Hold your handbrake. Where should your right hand be? Up at the top, especially because you're going to pull that one round the lorry, aren't
Yes.
you? Good. And where do you check before you move?
My blind spots and my mirrors.
Go on then. Are you still checking? Are you staring forward?
Yes, no, yes.
Go on. As you're moving your feet, do a few things at the same time. Left hand back on the wheel. Good. Pull down with your right hand. Now reach up with your left. Not yet, not yet. Don't do it yet, but it's ready and prepped. Clutch fully up after a car length. Good. Keep the gas going. Reach up with your right and pull straight. To come back in, which mirrors do we check? This one and that one. Is anyone coming past us? No. Good. Your left hand's in control. Not right yet, but ready. Good. And can you go for your second gear with your right hand in control? Fab, your gear changes are loads better today. Well done. Relax though, relax your hands, all right? So we're turning right, Erin. What's your process? What are you going to try and do first?
Slow down.
Mirrors first. Who's
mirrors.
behind us?
Nobody.
Always. Then tell people, go on, put them on. I've got the control.
Okay.
Keep near your line and start looking right and left for me. And notice how much I'm slowing down to where I'm
Yes.
seeing. How come you looked over the bonnet then? I've stopped. How come you looked over the bonnet?
So I looked at the line.
What help is that line there? How do you know when you're up to it, Erin?
In the mirror.
To the side and underneath your mirror. That look is absolutely pointless.
Okay.
Utterly pointless, and it's hard to get away from.
Okay.
When do you need that give way? At what scenario? When do you need the give way line?
When you're giving way?
So when there's cars?
Yes.
So what should come first? The look at the give way line? Or the look for cars?
The look for cars.
What if there's no cars whatsoever? Do you actually need the give way line?
No.
Do you see?
Yeah.
People are obsessed with looking over the front. You're not steering away from that, you're going round that white line in the middle of the road. Make sense? So look right and left, you tell me. Is it clear enough just to carry on?
Yes.
Go on then, look round that white line, down with one, up with the other. Look round that white line, when's enough steer? You're only using one hand, you're holding, you're going to crash into the curb. You need to steer more, Erin. You've got to move your hands. I'm trying to get you to do it. But holding as you're going further away from the line isn't going to work, is it? No? Come on, go. Gas.
Am I doing this now?
Gas, you're doing this now.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing
oh
this.
my goodness.
Okay, now, Right hand round the white line, and you cannot just hold it still. It has to be adjustable. Put your left hand a bit higher, so you're ready to bring it back if needed. So yeah, bring it back a little. You go nearer the line. There you go. You have to adjust it. Get it?
Yes.
Good. You get your second gear then.
Yeah.
That right hand's too low.
Oh.
And that's a bit harsh, isn't it? Come on, smooth things out. You know how to do these, all right? Now, keep going, Erin. Go on. Go on. Come on, keep going.
Okay.
You're not, though. You were slowing. We're going to take the next right. Who's behind us? What should we do with our car, Erin?
So
What do you think?
send it up and past the right.
What do you think you should have done?
Centered and slow down. Yeah.
Okay, parks in on the left.
Oh, goodness.
Have you checked who's behind us, who's around us?
No one.
Okay, you're in control of this. Get straight, else you'll hit the curb if you keep staring at it, Erin. Keep away a little. Good. Well done. Secure it up. And relax. Chill. Handbrake's not quite on tight enough. Pull it up without the button once. That's it. Good. Alright, relax. So, I know I've been doing the slow down. Alright, but you've got to try now, start thinking on what to do yourself, all right?
Yeah.
You've got to start working out things and what you've got to do, all right? I know you're under the weather today, all right? But try and get something out of it. Try and work with it, because it's a little bit of a step backwards today, isn't it, to what we were doing last time, all right? Okay. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to try and get you to control the car's speed and do some steering here. And we're going to use this entrance on the right to actually turn around. And what we're going to do, we're going to drive down to the entrance on the left very slowly, using clutch control, and then we're going to put full right lock on, and we're going to use this entrance to turn round and come the other way. Why are you laughing? You got the giggles today, haven't you? Yeah? Do you understand what I mean? We'll drive to this junction on the left, and we're going to put full right lock on and turn the car round to face it to come down this way. Yeah? Try and concentrate. Come on.
I know.
You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think we can do it as a different scenario.
Okay. Make sure you relax with your hands. Do you feel as though you would like me to control the feet, or
I'll give it a go.
you'll give it a go?
Yeah.
Okay, super. Remember, small movements of the clutch then doesn't make the car surge forward or slow too much and roll. You've got to have tiny little movements with it, with a little bit of gas, and then you have to look to the right and see where you've got to turn and keep both hands moving. You cannot just hold like you did at the last right turn. We were trying to go round that white line and you were going further and further and further away from it, and you just held. You have to now get the link between your hands moving and your eyes and where you would like to go. You cannot hold and hope for the best. You have to move your hands more. You have to adjust your hands to suit what's going on the outside of the car. All right? I'm here to help if needed. Let's go. I'll help you verbally. Come on. Good. So
if we want to go slowly to start off with,
you don't continue lifting the bite. You find the bite
and keep it
then
there.
keep it there, and then fine tune it down to go slower, up to go a little quicker.
Down to go slower,
Yeah.
up to go quicker.
Down to slow down,
Slow, up
down to slow down,
down, slow,
up to speed up.
up, down, up. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Okay. So. Good. Have a last little check. Good. Off we go. Nice job. We're going to stay next to and straight with this curb, so just move slowly. Good. Keep glancing in your mirrors in case things change. Move us forward. Good. Well done. So, that's all sound. Start pressing the clutch a little bit and feeling the effect of it. Press it down a little bit. Feel it slow? Lift it a bit. Feel it move on again? You have to have that control. Where's your right hand going to be to start this turn? Keep your left hand up. Don't put that left hand down. Dip the clutch down a tiny little bit. Now lift it a little bit again and hold. Have a look in, lift it a little bit more. A little bit more. Hold it there. Now, who's behind us and who's overtaking us?
Nobody.
Check your blind spot to your right again. Lift the clutch a little and move us forward. And it's not looking forward, Erin. Start steering to the right now. Stop moving more. You've got to go down with one and up with the other. So pull down, push back up again. Come on, keep the car moving. Lift the clutch a little bit. Good. So that's full lock on. What do you think you need to do to move forward a bit?
Lift the clutch up a bit.
Come on. You've got to take some initiative. Now it's going a little fast. What do you do? Down a bit. Down a bit. Down a bit. Good. Now
it's
off the steering wheel. Come off it. Steer it back a bit quicker now. A bit quicker. But there's only one hand that's really doing it. We've got to try and change that a little bit more. Okay. But that was a pretty good effort. Well done. Bring the clutch up fully. But then we're going to park next to the curb on the left.
Okay.
Anyone behind us?
No.
Okay. Listen. What should you be listening for?
They're when to put the clutch down.
Good. Are we straight?
No.
Pretty good. Not bad.
Yeah.
Alright, secure it up. Good. Good. Relax. Okay. So you still tend to only use one hand. Which side should you see more of though, Erin?
Yours.
Which head? No.
Mine.
Yours. So it was pretty good where it was.
Didn't seem right.
Alright. Okay. So we've got to try and get you steering with two hands there.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and we're going to do an exercise to try and help you with this. We've got to try and get these hands working. I actually thought that last steer was a pretty good job though. Okay. Did you notice though it was scrambled taking the steering off? It was like that, wasn't it? It's because you only use one.
Okay.
You don't, or very rarely, pull down with one and then you don't push back up with the other one. What I'm saying is, as you pull down with the right hand, this left hand should follow it and be a mirror image of it. But then, once you've pulled down with that one, you can then swap your grip and then push back up with that one. But you tend not to. You tend to pull down with that, hold, reposition your hand, pull down again, hold, reposition your hand, pull down again. And that's why this pull-push method is rubbish with most people, because they don't do it properly. They feel as though they have to grip with two hands, and you don't. You steer with one hand, and the other one cups and slides. So we're going to have a go, two goes in fact, or maybe one go, depending how you get on with your steering. It's what we used to call a turn in the road. We're going to turn the car around to face it the other way. I'm going to control. What's the face for?
Turn where?
I'll explain to you.
Okay.
Alright? I'll use the control with the feet. And what we do, we steer full right lock across towards that curb. When we get to that curb, we'll move backwards, me controlling the car again. Then you'll use full left lock, so you've got to get from full right lock all the way to full left lock. Then we'll come back to this curb, and then we're going to steer around to the right and face you the way and park in again. I'll control the feet totally, so you don't have to worry about it. Alright, all you need to concentrate is on hands. Just try and remember though, we're going to be reaching. Then as you pull this right hand down, this left hand shouldn't go in the same direction. They come to the bottom together and they then swap grips and then go to the top together. Down with right, up with left. Down with right, up with left. And then vice versa when I'm steering the other way. Let's have a go at this, see whether this can help your steering a little bit, because this is your tricky part. And you think, if we don't get this steering fixed, how are you going to be with your driving for the rest of time?
I won't drive. You
won't drive. You'll panic with every single corner. And that's honestly one of the main reasons why the standard of driving is so poor, because other driving instructors won't take the effort to go off and get this sorted. So don't think that this is a bad thing. This is a good thing if we can crack this and if we can sort this soon. Alright? So this is not a step backwards because I'm getting control of the car today. This is a step forwards because we need to fix your steering. Alright? Good. Take your handbrake off for us, Erin. Hold the steering wheel. Good. Where should your hands normally be? There. Just there. Bit down. Bit down. Bit down. Sound. So when we actually start the turn, I want you to get into a habit of reaching. Yeah? So, reach with your right hand. Good. Just doing a quick nosy round. We're all good. I'm moving the car. Pull down with the right and push then back up with the left. But you didn't. You slid it.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
You have to swap grip and then push that one back up. So, steer it back to the left for me. Don't worry about the dry steer. Dry steer and steering when the car's stopped. That'll do. Good. It'll be alright now. So, put your right hand at the top again. Not both. Good. Loose grip with this. Cup this one. You don't have to hold with this one. And it's holding with it that then causes the problem. People think that you've got to grab with two hands to steer. You haven't. So, let me have a little whiz round. Pull down with the right and push back up to the top with the left. Good. And down with the right again and up with the left again. Brilliant. I was just stopping for that one.
Okay.
No one's near us, Erin. As you can see, it's a dead quiet area. How did that feel?
Yeah.
Was it quite quickly to get it to full lock?
Yeah.
Because you're now steering. Oh, we're done. We're full lock. Rather than steering, holding. Steering, holding. That way is twice as fast as the way that you were doing it before. So when people say the pull-push technique isn't quick, it is. They just cannot do it properly. That was brilliant. That was really good. So I'm having a little check around again. Hands should be a bit higher on the wheel. Good. Keep that right hand pressure. Now what I'd like you to actually do is put your left hand up here, all the way to the top, because when we get really close, I'll tell you when, I'm going to get you to start to steer back to the left. You don't have to worry about the fence. We're nowhere near it. Look at your curb to your right. We're miles away. Start steering back to the left. Down and up. Don't look at your wheel. Down. Go on, down with the left and up with the right. And down with the left and up with the right. Done. Stop. Good. That was better. But can you still hear that your hands are grabbing too much with both all the time? It's about changing grip.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
What are you working out in your head? It's interesting for me.
Why the right one was so much easier than the left one.
So you might be one hand dominant.
Yeah.
Okay. And struggling with one particular hand doing one particular thing. It's not a problem. Practice. So we're going to steer left this way. So your left hand should be up the top. Good. There's no one around. Steer full down and up, down and up, down and up. You're done. Brilliant. That was a good left that time. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Now, do look over your right shoulder.
Yes.
Start steering that way that you're looking. Don't look at your wheel. Come. Look right, yeah, down and up and down and up. Done. Stop. Now, you can have a go at this part. This needs to be slow with your feet, or would you prefer me to do it this time while you just get the hang of it? It's up to you.
I don't know.
I think you're okay at this. You just need to make sure you go slow and then do the same right steer to look over there. But natural instinct is for you to still look at this, which is irrelevant. That does not tell you where you want the car to go.
Okay.
That does. Yes, we're trying to go round this central white line to your right as much as you can. But notice your attention keeps on going back. You keep on looking at these railings. And that proves what I'm talking about fear. People are worried about pointing away from that rather than going round that. If you go round that, Erin, will you go near that?
Hopefully not.
Same sort of mindset as the giveaway line. You're worried about the giveaway line when you don't need it. No one's there. You're worried about the fence when you won't need it if you go around that. Onto it. But to do this, we must go slow and steer quickly. You've got to relax your hands. If you relax your hands, you'll relax your feet. When we've done the right turn and going round, I'm going to try and get you to loosen your hands and feel the steering wheel start to come back. Alright? That's how we go. Push down. Hold on. Into first gear. Hold on. Now, we're on a little slope. It's called camber. The taller the road is... Why are you looking over the bonnet again? Erin, come on. Trust me. You've got to get away from what your mind's telling you is danger. That isn't close. We've got you out the car and shown you how far away that nearest point is that you can see, haven't we? It's a car length away. The bottom of that fence is way more than a car length away. Ignore it. It's irrelevant. That's what you're trying to go around. So, what I was saying, the camber is the taller piece in the middle, and it slopes towards the edges on the road. So we're on a little bit of a reversing back downhill towards this curb. So we need a little bit of gas and a little bit of bite to go. Just a touch. So a tiny little bit of gas. Feet still. Good. Hold the handbrake. Where could your right hand go to start? Very good. Now, have a little check around the car. Make sure there's no one walking or anything. And we're going to keep looking over there and go slow. If the car goes too fast, dip the clutch back a bit, but release your handbrake.
Dip it back?
Not yet, if it goes too slow. Lift it a touch. 2 hands on the wheel. Keep looking right. Start moving your hands. Down with one, up with the other. Down with one, up with the other. Down with one, up with the other. We're round. Now, lift the clutch a little more. Quick look at the fence. Are we going towards it? No. Clutch down a little bit. Now, when should you let go of your hands?
Now.
Good. Go on. Help it back if it doesn't come back quick enough. Well done. Great job. Park somewhere next to the curb again. Do we need to tell anyone, Erin?
No.
Okay. Nice job. Good. Secure it up again. Any questions? Do you think that went?
No.
You don't know? Don't you think it went a little bit better?
Yeah.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, it could have went much worse, but
at the end of the day, Erin, alright, it's irrelevant. What you've got to try and do is not worry about performance, but think about what we're trying to do to fix these things. And what has been the biggest factor in doing a better job there compared to some of the earlier turns, maybe the first one that you did? Didn't look forward? Did you keep your hands moving until you needed to, or once you'd done?
yeah.
Good. A bit more relaxed. So try and carry these things out continually as well. Alright? That's good. Do you feel as though you can do a turn round in this junction and come back out the other way again now?
Can you help me there?
I'll be there to help, of course I will.
Yeah.
Always am as well, don't forget.
Yeah.
Alright, go on, move forward. Off you go. Relax. Good job. Just a bit warm, that's all. Are you warm or cold?
Don't know.
Right, don't know. You're just full of cold today, aren't you?
Yeah.
I get it, I understand. Well done. So off we go. Nice job, Erin. Well done. Good. You go slow as you like, it's irrelevant. Is there anyone about today? Have we seen a car virtually? No, we haven't, have we? It's a perfect little spot. So keep here. Lift the clutch a little. Don't turn yet, because you're getting ready to turn because you're looking forward. Are you far enough to the edge of that road yet? No? Go further. Go further. Go further. Is anyone coming behind or overtaking us, or even in your right blind spot? No? When should you move your hands? Looking that way?
No.
Go on then. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Now, clutch down a bit, and it'll slow. Look up the road where the other learner is.
Yeah.
Release the wheel and see how much it comes back, and help it if you need to. Down and up, down and up. Look up to the learner. And we'll park in again, please, Erin. Nice job. Good for the clutch. Perfect. Handbrake's not quite going on tight enough. Try not to release the button after you've released the pressure back down. Yeah? Try and lift pressure up tight, release the button, and let go of the pressure. Okay, you analyse that.
It's okay.
It's not okay. It's very good. You have to be sort of like realistic with your analysis as well. When you don't do well enough, there's no issues with it. But when you do really well, you have to acknowledge that and use those things that you've done really well to then take them forward.
I think the clutch control was okay.
It was better than okay. It was great. Yeah? How was your steering to straighten up?
Good.
Best I've seen.
Yeah.
Has that loosening the wheel grip and feeling it come back and then aiding it to do it a bit quicker helped?
Yeah.
So, big thanks to my viewer who said maybe try that with Erin because it helped her, which is brilliant. Okay? It's not honestly one thing that I would have used because it's not the correct way to straighten it up. You should be actually moving your hands around. However, if you understand how it comes back of its own accord,
I need to help it.
You can then help it accordingly.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. So many thanks to my viewer and well done to them. Yeah. And it also proves as well, you never stop learning. I've picked something up from a comment on one of my videos and implemented it and helped you with it. So that's brilliant. That was really good. Should we go back to a block of right turns and see how they've improved to finish?
Yeah.
I understand you're under the weather today, I get that. But if you relax in the same way you've just done them, I don't need to get involved and help you with feet. You've just proved that. The only thing I have a little concern with is your braking, because you don't brake sort of like to what you're seeing. We were coming up to this junction before and you were slowing really early, and then I said we don't need to slow, and then you went on the gas and started accelerating, and I tried to ask you what you should be doing with it. Alright, I know I've controlled at the previous junction.
Was this when I drove past?
And you drove past it. But I get it that you're a little bit under the weather as well today, but my only little concern to give you enough time is your braking. I want to make certain that you understand you start off light with the brake, and if you're going a little fast and you want more time to do things, squeeze your brake more, get it slow, and then what do you do with your brake? Relax
Gently.
it, lift it, yeah, release, not come off it. I know you might have meant relaxing pressure coming off it, but I don't want you to then come.
Yeah, because you're still.
No, you won't if the clutch is down. No, you won't. No, you won't. You'll only stall if you come to a stop and don't press the clutch in that scenario. Alright?
Yeah.
So once you're braking, you press the clutch down, leave the clutch to the floor, you will not stall. So get slow and then relax the pressure a bit. Similar to what we're doing with our hands on the wheel. Relax the pressure and it comes back. If you relax the pressure on the brake a bit, it will have the effect of rolling further forward.
So clutch down is going slower and up is going faster.
Correct. Okay. Good. You're getting your head round it. I know it's pretty complicated, but you're doing well. Let's go. Let's
And
have one. Go.
when you come to a right turn, do you put your clutch down all the way?
If it needs it, you do. but then you may have to choose a lower gear and then get it working again, just like we've just done back there.
Okay.
So you've got all the components. I'm there to help, but I would like you to do as much as you can if possible, so I don't have to get involved, but I obviously will if you try and hit a fence or something.
Where are we going?
Straight down, first road on the left, and then we're going to do the block of rights round here again, that way. So we're driving forward, turning this road, and then straight to the right turn at the crossroad. It's fine.
So to here?
Yes, and then right, round bend, and then right into that one again. Yes, you've got it. Okay?
Okay.
Super duper. So, good. Yes. Good. What's the road like?
It is all good.
Nice shot. Well done. Good.
Oh, wow.
You did well. Keep the gas, keep the power. Don't just use the clutch pedal. Now, after a car length, what do we do? Squeeze your gas. Let's go.
We're going to
Squeeze your gas. Squeeze your gas, Erin. It's fine. Go. Get second gear. Good. So next left. Anyone behind us?
No.
Let's tell the learner where we're going. Good. Where does your left hand go now? Where are you trying to look? Round that curve. Now, don't pull any more. Put your right hand up, and then take control with your right hand to bring it back. Good. Right turn. Just check your mirrors first. I got excited. Keep near your centre line. Listen. Clutch down. Put it back in first. Less brake. Lessen the pressure. Less. Good. First gear. First gear. And then that's third. Now go back to your clutch control. Gas. Gas. Bite. Lean. Lift the clutch to the bite.
So it's not
Lift the clutch to the bite. You've got it. Lift it up to the bite. You'll still do it, Erin. Down a little bit. Look both ways. When you're clear, off you go then. Round the white line. How much steer to go around it? And when's it enough? Lift the clutch a little if needed. Don't worry how slow we're going. That's plenty. Now put your left hand up to the top and control how quickly it comes back. Get it. Well done. Clutch all the way up. Off we go.
Off we go.
Which hand to go round the lorry? Anyone overtaking us?
No, I don't know.
Let's go faster because it's clear. Go on. Go on. Go on. Move us away from the lorry, Erin. You'll hit it. Good. Let's get your gear in. Good. Keep away. Now left hand. Check your mirrors. This side. Good. Keep the gas going. Clutch all the way up. Don't sit there pressing the clutch. Once you've got the gear, work it. All right? Good. We're a little close to the lorry. Forget that for today. I don't care. All right? Let's do another couple of good right turns and then we're done. We'll spare you. Okay? Anyone behind us?
Signal
Good.
anyway.
Signal right. Get braking. Near the centre line. Listen. Clutch down. Can you see far? Lessen, relax the brake pressure a bit. Clutch down. Relax the brake. Good. Keep braking though. Put it in first as we're braking. Keep looking both ways. What do you reckon? Off we go then. Off the brake. Gas. Bite. Clutch down. Gas first. Now, move your hands as much as needed and creep. Brilliant, Erin. Lift the clutch a little. Little. Bit more. Bit more, because it's not moving. Bit more. Hold it there. Now move your hands more as much as required. When's enough? There. Reach up with your left hand. Down. And control it coming back. Good. Irrelevant on how slow it was. It makes no difference. That's loads better. Get going again. Go on. Go on. Go on, Erin. Go on. You can do it. Where should we try and look? Right hand in control.
Oh.
Smooth, relax. Now, could you get second gear now? Don't pull that right down anymore. Leave the gear. Leave. Now get second. Good. If you were more relaxed on the corner, you could have held. Good. And then got second. Keep going. Keep going. You're slowing, Erin. Keep near the centre line. Keep going. You're slowing. Don't need to yet. Anyone behind?
No.
Tell the motorcyclist we're turning. Go near your centre line. Let it roll. Don't press the brake yet because you'll never get there. Go nearer the line, Erin, and stay straight. Cover your brake. Gently brake. Clutch down. Lessen pressure. Off the brake. Into first. Now gas, now bite, do not turn yet. Go forward, Erin. Go forward. Do not turn your wheel yet, go forward. Go forward until you need to go around that white line. Go forward, keep going forward until when?
Now.
Go. Lift the clutch a little, let go your wheel, help it back if needed, help it back. Brilliant. Find somewhere to park on the left, Erin. Do we need to tell anyone?
No.
Heading up all the time. It's not the curb. You're fine with your distance. You just got to concentrate on getting straight. Even a boss job with a handbrake. Fist pump. I'll do with that for today. Well done. How do you feel as though those right turns have gone with that little bit of work that we just did on steering?
Better, a lot better.
And loads more positive now?
Yeah.
Good. What has been the deciding factor for you, do you think? What's been the big thing that's helped?
Steering.
So, what we analysed at the start, that it's not the clutch control that you have issues with.
Yeah.
It was the fear caused by the lack of ability to steer that was making things go a bit pear-shaped.
Yeah.
Go on, you're going to say something?
No.
Is there anything else? Was it a good shout coming to a quieter area so you could just concentrate on what you were doing?
Yeah.
Do you think you would have been as relaxed? I know you were still a little tense on a couple of occasions, but do you think it was specifically the area which allowed you just to go, well, I'm not worrying about the cars, I'm just worrying about what I'm doing? Mm-hmm. Good. What exercises helped you? Do you think that letting go of the wheel idea by my viewer, do you think that's a really good thing for you?
Yeah, and the turning, like the big turn.
Good. The big turn as we turned round in the middle of the road, or the one that we used into the junction and come back, or a bit of both?
Both of them.
Both of them. Excellent. Do you think it was also helpful me taking away the speed at the earlier part of the lesson so you could just concentrate on this?
Yeah.
So it was the multitasking. But then at the end, we've put it back together. And honestly, that is probably the biggest improvement that I've seen on any lessons of yours. Yeah? To go from where you started off with your steering to where you finished in 50 minutes is cracker. Well done. Should we go home? Cool. Off we go. Turn your car off. Sound.